She gave an interview to the Guardian newspaper where she said Europe needs to get tougher on immigration laws to stave off nationalism. She said Hillary Clinton thinks Europe needs to get a handle on reforming immigration laws in order to fend off another Brexit. So what she's not saying, and I said this before, but very quickly, what she's not saying is we need to stop bombing people all over the Middle East and Africa so they stop becoming refugees. We need to stop doing that. And then we need to implement an economic system that actually gives these people a sustenance and a way to make a living. No, she didn't say that. She didn't say we need to stop this economic tyranny that's being implemented by the IMF. She's not doing that. She's not saying we need to have trade deals that actually help the people and not the owners or the past. She's saying, okay, we created a bunch of refugees with our out-of-control war machine setting the Middle East on fire and our neoliberal policies, which have caused so much pain. People voted for Brexit, and a third of the Greek economy, GDP, has been tossed aside. No, she doesn't say that. She just says, okay, there's refugees, there's people in need, fleeing violence, fleeing economic disparity. Fuck them, she says. That's what that is. You got to get a handle on it. You got to get a handle on it, or you're going to have to fend off another Brexit. So what she's saying is you got to do what right-wingers do, or else right-wingers are going to go to the polls and vote. So you got to be more right-wing and shit on immigrants and migrants and refugees. That's what that is. And this isn't anything new for the Clintons. I showed you this. Here's Bill Clinton. This is what he used to say about refugees and immigrants.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
So there you go. Sounds very much like Trump. It's the immigrants who are taking our jobs, hurting our economy, using our services, and taking our welfare. That's exactly, and they're criminals too. And so we're beefing up our border and we're beefing up enforcement. Sounds just like Trump. Hillary, here she is bragging she voted for a wall. Here she is.
Hi, Secretary Clinton. I was wondering what you think about securing the Mexican border with some of the illegal immigrants that come in. Just wondering.
Well, look, I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in. And I do think you have to control your borders. Mexico.
So there you go. She voted for a barrier, also known as a wall.
Well, she voted for those too.
And she voted for the wars too. Now, here's somebody talking about immigration. So my point of that is that Hillary Clinton has had a consistent approach to demonizing immigrants as our problem. She's still doing it today. She's advising Europe to get tougher on immigrants and migrants and refugees. Refugees. Not help them, get tougher on them. Here's Jeremy Corbyn speaking to the same problem about immigrants in Europe. And you'll notice a difference.
The problems of the world's wars, the problems of the world's environmental crises, the problems of the world's inequality and poverty will not be solved by the construction of razor wire fences around countries, by having gunboats in the sea, by having electronic surveillance and tagging of people all across the world who are trying to achieve a place of safety. Ultimately, it can only be solved when we look at the world in a different way, to try to end the inequality across the world, to try to reduce the level of human disasters, and above all, to end the series of catastrophic wars that have so disfigured the 21st century so far. We're here because we care. We're here because we believe in people. We're here because we want to see a world of peace, not a world of war. We're here because we're part of a decent, strong, huge humanitarian movement that really does believe everybody matters, whatever country they've come from, whatever their situation in life. We reach out to fellow humanity to save them from suffering. We reach out to demand the governments of Europe and the rest of the world prevent that suffering by preventing the wars and preventing the exploitation of people in those places. That's why we're here tonight. That's what unites us. That's the message we're getting across. And that is what is so good and strong about so many people across Europe today. That is our answer to the xenophobes and the naysayers that say you can't, shouldn't, won't, never, will do anything. Yes, we will do all we can because we care, because we believe, because we are fellow human beings. Thank you very much.
Ooh, that's a little different than Hillary Clinton.
A little bit.
Little different. Go ahead.
Well, I might be a purist here, but I'm going to go with I like that a little bit better than compassion sounds nice, but let's not do it because the right might get mad. I prefer his a little bit more.
That's Hillary's position.
Oh, yeah.
Compassion.
Yeah.
We'd all like to have compassion, but the right wing might get upset and they might vote against us. So fuck compassion and screw the refugees.
Mm-hmm.
This is a message that will make you go to the polls. This is a message. That's why he's brought in more people to his party than ever before. He's signing up people to his party. Why? Because of that. Boy, don't you wish you could vote for that guy? I wish I could vote for that guy. I wish there was a guy like that in America. There isn't a guy like that in America. The closest thing we have is Bernie Sanders. Boy, I've never heard. I would love to hear Bernie Sanders talk like that about immigration, wouldn't you?
Yes. I got a Jeremy Corbyn button in Manchester. I was stoked.
Did you?
Yeah, a little button. Yeah, I put it on my hat.
Oh, nice.
I had a winter hat over there.
So I think that's a big difference. That's a big difference from I voted for a border and Bill Clinton, and then you got to get a handle on it. I think that's a big difference. That's the difference between a progressive and a corporatist warmonger who calls herself a Democrat. That's a big difference. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a notice when we